Hi.
We're here!
We're here indeed. Welcome to the Elimination Chamber.
Oh, this is such a goofy concept.
It's very silly.
It's very goofy.
Yeah. I like the new chamber though. I mean,
I like how
it's the same as the one from last year. But
Did it last year's have the padding?
mats? No.
No? I'm glad they put those mats there because holy moly.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
All I remember
cool
is seeing the first Elimination Chamber and they were just like falling on steel grates basically. And it was just
CM
like,
Punk posting pictures to Instagram of like awful impact bruises that are just like hard lines in his rib cage and look bad. Hi, welcome to Sidewalk Slam, the wrestling podcast / vidcast that looks at wrestling narratives and storylines and tries to take a look at the positive.
yeah, we try. I mean, it's not always a guarantee, but
Yeah. This pay-per-view, on the heels of one of the best pay-per-views since WrestleMania,
yeah.
the Royal Rumble, the Elimination Chamber view, Raw-branded, single show only pay-per-view, was kind of neutral.
Yeah, it was kind of
It was just sort of, it happened.
yeah.
There was only 5 matches.
That's always like, I find that with the WWE, especially with these build-up shows, like the gap between Royal Rumble and WrestleMania is always like, it feels kind of like filler shows like all the time,
Yeah.
like constantly. Like this is kind of a general feeling that we always kind of get.
So come back next month for the Fastlane episode where we talk about that one.
Also, we've known who's winning this.
Yeah. We all knew who was winning the men's match.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Elimination Chamber, two firsts.
Yeah.
The first time for a 7-participant Elimination Chamber match, and the first time for a women's Elimination Chamber match, and by Christ, they're not going to let you forget it.
Nope.
So let's get on into it. Live from the T-Mobile Arena in Paradise, Nevada. It's in Las Vegas, but technically the arena is in
Is that a
Paradise,
suburb?
Nevada.
It's a suburb of
It's like
Las Vegas?
everyone calls it Las Vegas, but it's like technically the township is Paradise, Nevada.
Oh, okay.
And Las Vegas is like a small portion of... It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But brought to you by Rocket League. It's Elimination
they're
Chamber.
doing they have a thing. WWE, you can get things in Rocket League.
Yeah.
It's WWE things on them. I don't know what it is, but I just saw that.
It's Elimination Chamber 2018. There is a pre-show in which
I didn't... Oh, wait, did I watch it?
the club
Yeah, I did watch it.
defeat the Miztourage.
Yeah. The club won something.
Hey,
They won.
good for them.
I mean, it was the Miztourage, but
Yeah.
they won something.
So we are opening the show with the first ever women's Elimination Chamber match. So what in the goddamn hell is an Elimination Chamber match? Well, so it's like a giant steel cage, but it extends beyond. It's actually more akin to Hell in a Cell because it extends beyond the ring, but the floor of the cage that is outside the ring is the same height as the ring.
Yeah.
So it's like a larger floor space, but everything the same height. And in the 4 corners are pods in which participants wait until they are released. Two participants start in the match, and then every 5 minutes, one pod at random will open. Heavy air quotes around at random, but
Random.
one pod at
Who's it
random will
gonna
open,
be?
allowing another participant to enter the match. And if you are pinned or submit inside the ring portion,
Yeah.
then you are eliminated and you have to leave the chamber, and the last person left standing in the Elimination Chamber wins the match.
Yep.
And tonight, the men's Elimination Chamber match, which is the last match on the card, is for the #1 contendership to face Brock Lesnar for the Universal title at WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. And this match, the women's match, is actually for the Women's Championship, and Alexa Bliss, the incumbent Women's Champion, is defending it
Yeah.
in the match,
Dude, there was a...
which he is not happy about.
Did we talk about the promo that she cut on on the show?
I believe we mentioned it in the Rumble episode, but they refer to it again on commentary tonight.
Yeah.
That she's like, why do I have to defend it why do I have to defend my title in the Elimination Chamber when Brock the Beast Lesnar can just wander around doing whatever and he doesn't have to defend his title
It was such a great promo. I was
Yeah.
like, holy moly.
And she was doing it in a heel way, but everyone was like, she's not wrong.
Isn't that's the quintessential heel though?
Yeah, it's like boo, but you make some good points.
Yeah, she's trying to get out of the match, but she's got a point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, it was she called like Kurt Angle sexist and everything else. It was awesome. It was a great promo. I loved it. It was definitely the highlight leading up to this match, but I mean, like, there was a couple smaller threads. Well, there was one really big thread coming through, and that was Sasha and Bayley.
Yes.
And their, like, tenuous friendship being tested constantly.
Yeah, because following on from, I love, just as an aside, by the way, I love that we're
warring.
Starbucks and Tim Hortons.
Yeah.
Two houses. It's the Capulets and the other one. Montagues. Montagues and the Capulets. Two houses that cannot. No, a house
And
divided.
my daughter will never date your son.
It's a neat trick because you don't have a daughter and I don't have a son.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So we're in no danger. Anyway. Yeah, because after the Royal Rumble, where because Sasha eliminated Bayley.
Sasha eliminated Bayley. Yeah.
And there's sort of like, is Sasha going to turn heel kind of thing, but they were still like acting friendly, but there was definitely some amount of tension of like, will Sasha turn on Bayley?
There was a great backstage segment with her and Sasha and Bayley where I think it was Sasha had a match where she beat Bayley on like a little iPad playing, and she's like, I was just watching this video when I beat you.
This was like backstage on Raw?
Yeah, it was backstage on Raw. It was pretty awesome. I'm pretty sure it was between Royal Rumble and now.
So yeah, that was sort of how they were positioning this as like almost a match of three teams, because Absolution, which was if you recall, the two parallel universe women's teams that we've talked about a couple times. The Raw one with Paige leading, with Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville.
Like two teams are created in two different multiverses at the same time.
Yeah.
And they go on a similar trajectory.
Yeah. The Riot Squad is the control, and Absolution is the test subject, which is, I guess, why Paige got injured.
Poor Paige, man.
Yeah.
Still feel bad.
She was there. She came out to be like, I'm here, and then showed them to the ring. I actually really liked. I was surprised it was white and gold.
Wait a second, Paige steal my gimmick.
Absolution's Absolution's outfits.
They're all white?
White and gold. It was really cool. So anyway, Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose, obviously a team.
Yeah.
Sasha Banks and Bayley, probably a team.
Kind of.
Well, it's like, or rather, a team. But are they? It's like they're definitely a team unless Sasha turns. Is sort of how that was positioned.
Yeah.
And then Alexa Bliss wants Mickie James's help.
Pretty much.
Was sort of the third team. Mickie James is also in this match.
Yeah.
Mickie James, I really liked her bit because she's the veteran.
Yeah.
She's like, excuse me, I'm a 6-time champion.
Yeah.
So
I was really upset during this match.
Respect, please. Yeah.
I was upset during this match because they never mentioned the Mickie and Alexa thing. Every time they interacted with each other, and she saved Alexa. I mean, Alexa saved Mickie from being attacked by somebody. Can't remember what it was. But Alexa, this has been building up. And
Yeah, she's been trying to get.
Yeah, but I mean,
Mickey's
like
good
on
graces.
commentary during this match, they didn't even mention it.
Huh.
Because I rewatched it again this morning. Because I was like, I'm pretty sure they didn't talk about it.
It was wasn't it part of the promo package?
It was, but on commentary, it bothered me that on commentary they didn't say shit about it.
Weird.
Yeah. Especially there's a point where like Alexa was like cheering on Mickie,
Yeah.
and they're like, they just brushed over it. I was like, what?
Very strange.
Yeah.
So the way that it happens is people do their entrances and come out and get in the pods, and then two people start. So Alexa Bliss, Sasha Banks, Mickie James, and Mandy Rose start in the pods. Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville come out at the same time and walk around to all the pods and like get in everyone's faces through the Lexan or whatever it is, and then Mandy Rose gets in the pod. And so it's Sonya Deville versus Bayley to start. I don't know if I actually gave a full rundown of everyone who was in this match, but as a reminder, Alexa Bliss, Sasha Banks, Mickie James, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, and Bayley.
Yeah.
Poor Bayley. Things have not been going well for her on the main roster.
Not really.
No.
But I mean, like, you gotta, like, since we're not backstage, we're like, we could easily just blame, like, I mean, we blame Vince, I guess.
And I will.
I mean, I guess we could just blame one person. Because there is one person that makes all the decisions.
Yeah.
But it's like maybe he just, I don't know, maybe he doesn't see something in her.
As an aside, recently Vince has realized that he's doing too many damn things. And he's actually stepped away from the creative helm of 205 Live. And given it to Triple H.
And shockingly.
Since then, apparently, the quality of 205 Live has gone up startlingly.
Yeah.
I
haven't had a chance to watch
I watched the first episode since that. It's the first one since the Rumble. They introduced the new general manager, whose name is
Drake Maverick.
Drake Maverick, known to the internet wrestling community as Rockstar Spud.
Which is a ridiculous name.
Also, Daniel Bryan was like, here's the new general manager. I'd like to introduce everyone to him. His name is Drake Maverick. And there's some people in the crowd that you can barely hear going, Rockstar Spud, Rockstar Spud. And it's like, oh, okay, so some people know who he is from being in the Indies or from being on Impact Wrestling, but they're giving him a new name and a new character for here. All right,
because WWE likes to own that shit.
Yeah, but also, then there's no like baggage. It's just like this is a new character. This is who he is now. Yeah. And Daniel Bryan's like, it's Drake Maverick. And then the commentators are like, also known as Rockstar Spud. And why would you muddy it up like that?
I don't know.
It doesn't matter. Anyway, it's been good. There's been storytelling and in-ring. They're doing a huge they're doing a roster-wide competition, like an elimination, like a Swiss pairings match tournament. That's the word I'm looking for.
I was like, is he going to say tournament? He's like, does he need my help?
For the hilariously vacant Cruiserweight title, which is going to be decided. The finals will be at WrestleMania.
Yes.
Hopefully
probably on the pre-show.
I was going to say hopefully on the main card. But I was going to say hopefully on the main card sarcastically. Adam just cut to the chase and said probably on the pre-show.
I don't sugarcoat it, Graham.
No.
I will be shocked if that match is not on the pre-show.
Yeah. Sonya Deville.
Sonya. Is it Sonya? It's Sonya, right?
Sonya, yeah. I was reading the word Mandy. So
Put your hair up and square up?
Sonya Deville. Put your hair up and square up is a great
I really like it. Yeah, I think it's a great catchphrase.
Yeah. Sonya Deville, by the way, is the former MMA fighter, and she does the little the bounces at the beginning of the match, like Brock does.
Yeah.
So sort of like jumping back and forth, getting all loose for a fight.
I actually really like Sonya Deville.
So they fight for a bit. Her and Bayley. There's some close falls.
Yeah.
You probably remember this match better than I do if you just
a
watched
little
it
bit.
today.
Yeah, I mean, like nothing really happens until maybe things don't start like interesting things don't start happening until Mandy Rose comes in.
Yeah. So there's the whole 5 minutes countdown. Boom, 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 boom. Who is it going to be?
They do this awesome top down shot, and then they show everyone's names and which pods they're in, and the light goes back and forth. It always cracks me up every time I see it.
And bam, it's Mandy Rose. So it's 2-on-1. It's Absolution versus Bayley.
What are the chances? Well, Graham, 25% would be the chances.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
Yeah, so Mandy, this is where I really like the way Sonya and Mandy play this out as characters in this part of the match, because they started double teaming Bayley.
Yeah.
And blatantly not going for pins or doing a move and then just taunting people and really looking like newcomers.
Yeah, they should have been pinning her.
Yeah,
but they get her hung up in the chains in the side.
Which is just ridiculous, because it's not like the ropes. You know when they tie them up the ropes, you can think oh, I could get stuck in that. But they get her in the chamber and it's you could just pull your arm out.
Yeah. But they just start making fun of her and not eliminating her.
Yeah,
and then
awesome.
5 minutes have gone by and the next participant's going to come in, and then they realize, whoops, we didn't eliminate her.
Yeah.
Who's coming out next?
Yeah.
Turns out it's Sasha Banks.
I thought it was great.
So yeah, Sasha Banks, friend to Bayley? Yes, friend to Bayley. So they fight. So she
helps even the odds a little bit.
Yeah, so it's sort of 1-on-2, but now Sasha's fresh.
A great moment where Sasha is setting up Sonya in the corner for that double knee stomp, and then Mandy Rose goes to stop her from doing it, and Sasha does the so I don't know if these moves have names, but where she head scissors and pulls them into the turnbuckle. She does it on the outside.
Right.
And Mandy hits, and then she does the double knees to Sonya. I thought it was a really cool sequence.
Which culminates, well, not that particular sequence, but this sort of altercation culminates in Mandy Rose tapping out to the bank statement.
Yeah.
Because Sasha has Mandy Rose in the bank statement. Sonya Deville's about to dive in and break it up, and then Bayley just like blindsides Sonya Deville out of the way.
It was awesome.
So Mandy Rose has no help and has to tap out. Mickie James joins the match, sporting a sort of a very Wonder Woman-esque.
Yeah, she did look like
gear.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Dude, she is in primo shape, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
How old is Mickie James? She's like 50, isn't she?
No.
No, she's not. 40?
No.
40. I want to say 40. Final answer.
Final answer 40?
Yeah. 41.
No. She's 38.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
She made her main roster debut in WWE in 2005, to be fair.
Why did I think she was older than that? 38's not even old.
Yeah. She's still in great shape.
Yeah. So
She also looks so happy to be there.
Yeah.
Which is funny because like everyone, especially Alexa Bliss, looks terrified to be inside the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
Everyone does. Like even the people who've been in there before, they're always like, "Oh, it's
a big spooky structure."
Yeah. And Mickie James does that, but is also like, "Hey, girls, guess what's going on? Now I'm here."
Like her character likes to fight.
Yeah.
Now that she's in this cage, she's like, yeah, now we get to fight in somewhere cool. And it's like, oh, okay, I can dig that.
Yeah. Including, she climbs up the wall and jumps on top of one of the the pods.
She does, remember, okay, back in the 90s, there was for those of you who don't know, for people that know wrestling, there's a wrestler called Doink.
Oh,
and he had a finishing move called the whoopee cushion. And that's, the whoopee cushion was when they were laying down. He would jump off the top rope and like, boop. And
This is a
do
Fez press.
Yeah. But I mean, like, it's kind of like the whoopee cushion.
Just a second.
Whoopee cushion-esque.
Let me see if Doink's finisher.
But Doink's finisher, they were laying on the ground.
Okay.
This was like a top rope Fez press, but it sounds funnier when you say is like a whoopee cushion.
His move was a top rope seated senton.
Yeah. I mean, this is
similar.
But
anyway,
that's all I could think of was Doink.
Anyway, she does a Lou Thez press from the top of the pod, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. And that's how she pins Sonya.
Yes, yeah, she eliminates Sonya Deville, but then she is immediately attacked by Bayley, who eliminates her with a Bayley to belly.
Yep. I mean, like,
Also, everyone except Alexa's in the match now, and Alexa's just like, this looks terrifying.
Yeah. There was a point where, like, Mickie was beating everyone up, and Alexa's, like, in the background cheering her on. It looked really funny. She's like, yay!
So now that Mickey's been eliminated, the only person who she has that Alexa has a remote shot of teaming up with is gone.
Yeah.
She never really had a shot.
She can turn the two best friends against each other.
Yeah. So now that it's just Bayley and Sasha with Alexa in the pod, Bayley and Sasha are like, let's not fight each other for like the next 30 seconds. Let's just wait.
Which made it was really good.
It was great. So they're just like, come on, Alexa.
They're collecting themselves.
Come on out. And so the last thing counts down, and then Alexa's pod opens, and she immediately tries to close it.
That's great.
And then there's like you remember Super Mario World where you can...
Oh, yeah! When you're on the cage,
you climb around on the cage. They basically do that for a while. Alexa tries to climb up and climb over, and then Bayley's over there, and then she climbs back the other way, and Sasha's over there, just up on the chain link.
Dude, I was always blown away when I played that game as a kid. When you got to the part where you could flip.
Yeah, and whoop, and like, I'm behind it.
Yeah.
I'm behind the geometry.
Yeah. And then you punch the turtles off.
Anyway, so the
so sick. Well, they're climbing up, and then
they get her right. They get
her on top of one of the pods.
On top of the pods, and so Sasha and Bayley both get up there and cut her off, and then Sasha knocks Bayley off the top of the pod.
Yeah.
To the floor.
Yeah.
Not to the ring either, to the bad floor.
To the bad floor.
Which the crowd responds to with a yes chant, which is an odd choice, but I guess they're into it.
I think they're more yes chanting that they want to see
that
rivalry.
They want to see heel
Sasha
versus Bayley.
Babyface Bayley. Yeah.
You should. By the way, do go watch if you have the time. Do go watch the Sasha Banks Bayley matches at.
I think it was the first
NXT,
takeover Brooklyn.
I think, and then the Iron Man match as well, right?
I think that was the Brooklyn one, wasn't it?
Well, there was 2. There was...
Yeah.
Anyway, they had some amazing matches in NXT. But that's not enough to eliminate Bayley, and Alexa gets away. But now it's just a triple threat.
Straight up 3-way, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was great because, like, Bayley got kicked down, and then Sasha and Alexa were fighting for a little while, and then Bayley just comes out of nowhere and levels Sasha from behind, which actually got some boos. It was kind of funny.
Yeah, which is weird.
Yeah. But I mean, like, Bayley's like a shadow, like, no offense to Bayley, the person, or offense to the character, but she's a shadow of her former self, what she was in NXT, sadly. So it's like, I could see people booing that. Whatever happened to the Bayley superfan?
What, is he?
Yeah.
She's around.
Oh, is she? I don't know. I don't think I've seen her at, like, any pay-per-views or events or anything.
Well, I don't think her dad has enough money to take her to all the...
Yeah, but I mean,
Raw.
like, she used to be you used to see her all the time.
Yeah, but that's because NXT always records at Full Sail.
Oh, okay.
They always
maybe
record at the
was
same
it.
location, right?
Oh, did she live near there? I'm assuming.
I
she
guess
did.
so.
Yeah.
And then, you know,
That makes
they
sense.
could get to, like, a takeover because there's only, like, 4 of those a year.
Yeah.
You know, but not, like, you can't,
Not like every
can't chase
pay-per-view.
Raw. That sounds miserable, actually. Bayley hits Sasha with a Bayley-to-belly suplex from the second rope.
Yep. Which increases damage by at least 34%.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Yeah. We haven't done a damage modifier joke in a while, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna sneak that one under the...
But then Alexa rolls up Bayley.
Yep.
So now it's just down to Alexa Bliss and Sasha Banks.
So, I actually thought Sasha was winning this match. I don't know why.
Well, it seems like a reasonable thing to think.
Yeah, because I mean, like, I thought they were gonna go heel Sasha.
Uh-huh.
And then just build up her and Asuka. But I mean, like, it seems like, but then again, now that I think about it now, it seems like a waste of heel Sasha because what are you going to do? Build up for months, she gets eaten by Asuka, eaten alive, consumed by Asuka at WrestleMania, and then what happens kind of thing? Like, but yeah, I think, like, even, like, Sasha and Bayley, if they just do them, like, they don't need the title. You remember that we were complaining about, like, there's no storylines that are not around the title in the women's division. And I think they've been doing this now for like the last, I don't know, it feels like they've been doing this storyline for like 6 months now.
Yeah.
It's been a while. So I'm hoping maybe they get a payoff at WrestleMania, like Sasha and Bayley can do that.
Alexa hits a Twisted Bliss off the top of the chamber.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Well, not the top of the chamber, off the top of one of the pods.
Top of the chamber, yeah.
There's no physical way that would happen unless they were outside.
Is the chamber bigger than the Hell in a Cell?
I imagine
what,
they're
like, the logistics of
I
it.
imagine they're similarly sized in terms of like exterior area.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't think the chamber's as tall as Hell in a Cell.
So I mean, like, height-wise.
I don't know. Also, there's no like point of ingress to get outside.
There's no way to get outside.
I mean, I'm sure someday they'll do it, but
Have they done that yet? It's always been just contained purely within the Elimination Chamber, correct?
yeah. Well, they've had like one year they had Edge like sneak in, like run in while someone else was leaving. Like someone got eliminated and was going to leave, and then Edge like ran in and attacked somebody. And didn't it take them like 8 years to get Baron Corbin out of there last year? Like he got eliminated really early and was really mad and just started attacking.
Oh yeah, he beat up everybody.
And they were like, Baron, please leave.
Yeah.
Just like he did at the Rumble.
Yeah. Forgot about that.
Yeah. Banks somehow manages to get after the pod Twisted Bliss, after taking a finishing move from the top of one of the pods, which is like a double modifier.
Yeah.
It's not even a joke. It's just like, it just is.
You know why she was able to put that bank statement on? Huh? Because kayfabe is dead, Graham.
Bliss won't tap out though.
No. Well, I mean, she had her on the outside, and they're like, well, you can't tap out on the outside.
Yeah.
They even say it on commentary. They made a point. They drove it home. And then she did like a cool kind of like alligator roll through the thing, and I'm like, well, she can't grab the ropes because it's no DQ, right? So just hold it there. But then they do like this kind of awkward, like, Alexa just stands up kind of thing.
Well, Sasha looks like she's going to try and do something. Like she looks to the top of the pod.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm going to climb it, and goes to do that. But then Bliss like sends her into the pod instead, and then hits her with a top rope DDT
Yeah.
for the win.
Yep.
Alexa retains.
Yep.
Alexa Bliss.
She's going to be fed to Asuka.
Yeah. Oh, man. After the match, Renee Young comes into the chamber and starts interviewing
Oh, yeah.
Alexa.
Yeah.
And
I forgot
and
about
the crowd loves it. By the way, the crowd is super happy for her that she retained. She's crying. There's the "You deserve it" chants. She's like, what did she say? This victory isn't just about me, it's about every little girl and woman at home and in the audience who ever dreamed big. This is for all of them. It proves you can be whatever you want to be. Dare to dream and dream big. But I'm looking at all of you in the crowd, and none of you will accomplish your dreams.
Yeah.
I just proved there's no one better than me. The odds were stacked against me, and I still won. No one believed I would win, but I did. So it's like this amazing, like really emotional, like
It was like a
cathartic moment, and then like also you all suck.
when she started, like, it was almost like her promo on, remember, she was on Talking Smack and she started crying when she won her first title, I think.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, wow, she's a heel, she shouldn't be crying or whatever. And she didn't like really cut, like she didn't go into heel mode.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the same thing. It was awesome. Alexa's great.
It was really, really good. And so, yeah, so you mentioned just now that then Asuka's going to fight her at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Except I believe that that's what's happening, but nowhere has it said, at least not on the televised things that I've been watching. Maybe it was on the website or something. Asuka hasn't said who she's challenging, because she could challenge Charlotte.
Yeah.
But we assume that she's challenging Alexa?
I think they just assumed. Like, they didn't really... Because they wanted to do the Ronda Rousey thing.
Yeah. We'll get to that.
We'll get to it.
There's a backstage promo from Braun Strowman, which looks like he's recording it into a phone, which I actually love.
Yeah.
I love this so much more than, like, let's go to Charlie Caruso, who's like, hey, Braun, what do you think?
It's almost like he's like, I got something to say, and he like recorded something and said, sent it to like WWE and like, put this on the TV. And like, okay, please don't eat me.
he's gonna win he can't wait to get in the Elimination Chamber and go to WrestleMania and make Beastie Boy Brock Lesnar his pet.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna catch these hands.
That's like his new thing, because he got that from the Mixed Match Challenge, right?
Yeah. Hands the size of hams.
Yes.
Catch these hams. He's a big man.
He is a big dude. I wonder what, like, again, it's one of those things where you watch them on TV and you're like, oh, he's pretty big. And then I bet you if I ever see him in real life, I'll be like, wow.
Well, like...
I mean, we've talked about this when we saw Matt Bloom.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was watching I was watching, I think it was an episode of OSW Review that had like X Factor, which was Matt Bloom in his days as Albert.
Yeah.
It was like Albert, X-Pac, and someone else.
Yeah.
And he's in the ring, and I was like, he doesn't look that big, which is baffling, because I've met this guy in person, and he's a giant.
He's huge.
So Matt Bloom, a.k.a. Albert, a.k.a. Lord Tensai, he is currently a trainer at the WWE
He had like a half a foot on
Center.
us, right?
He was fucking enormous.
He was way bigger than we were, like even just height-wise too. Like he was taller than both of us.
I'm 6'3".
Yeah, I'm 6'4" and like 3/4 or something.
And this dude was
yeah, he dwarfed
enormous. And you watch him on TV and you're like, he doesn't look that big. Because he's in the ring with giant people and the camera just doesn't do it justice. You know? It's like I've talked before about seeing Batista at the house show here, and I was like, holy shit, he's the size of a truck. Like he's super wide. He's just an unnaturally large man.
Yeah.
You know? So I don't know what I would do if I saw Braun Strowman in real life.
I don't know either.
Imagine if he wasn't a wrestler.
Yeah.
You just ran into him at like, you bump into Braun Strowman at Whole Foods, and you're like, Jesus. He's just got 18 chickens in a basket. Presumably.
Yeah.
He must have to have a lot of protein.
What if you and Braun Strowman were reaching for the last thing on the shelf that's on
He-
sale?
It's his.
It's his. He just acquiesced like, oh no, please.
Would I have time to process that? I think I'd just be like,
This is awkward.
He's like, oh, this happens a lot. I'm just going to take this and leave.
Yeah, it's okay.
The next
feel
match
ashamed, kid.
is the Raw Tag Team Championship.
Yep.
The Bar, Sheamus and Cesaro, defending against Titus Worldwide.
Yep.
Titus O'Neil and Apollo Crews.
There's-
I'm sorry. Apollo.
They hacked the last name off. Why do they do this?
I don't know. Well, they hack one of the names off.
Yeah.
Wade Barrett. Nope. Get Wade out of there. Adrian Neville. Nope.
Nope.
It's just Neville. Apollo
I guess it's
Crews.
better than Cruz.
They made a big point about, like, it's Apollo Crews inspired by Apollo Creed and literally Terry Crews.
Yeah.
And Terry Crews was like, all right, use my name well. And then they're like, now he's just Apollo.
Yeah.
Elias Sampson, the Drifter. Nope, just Elias.
I don't mind Elias so much.
Well, he got a good slogan out of it, which apparently was John Cena's idea.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, he was like he was doing the like Who Wants to Walk with Elias, and apparently backstage John Cena was like, "That's really good. That's a hell of a thing." And then apparently like it just dawned on him. He's like, "You know what you could do? WWE Walk with Elias."
Jeez.
Yeah.
It just writes itself.
Apparently speaking of writing themselves, apparently he and like maybe one other person write all of his own songs.
Really?
Yeah, it's like him and one of the writers.
Jeez.
Still needs some vocal work, but
yeah, he could be louder. Is the thing that bothers me is like when Elias is playing, he needs to like.
Yeah, later in this,
it's very quiet. Yeah.
Later in this thing, he's like noodling with the guitar and he's like cutting his promo and it sounds really good. And then he starts playing his guitar and he's like,
yeah, it's really quiet,
getting drowned out by his guitar.
Yeah. So Titus Worldwide.
Yeah.
I watched Raw and I still can't tell you. They beat
Why did this match happen?
They beat the Bar in a tag match. Yeah.
Really?
They beat them, and that's why they got this shot.
Well,
they beat them in a non-title match.
That's typically how that
really
works.
the only thing I can remember. I still don't know anything about Apollo Crews. Sorry.
Prior to the Royal Rumble, Titus, I'm reading the Wikipedia article here.
Yeah.
Titus Worldwide gained 2 consecutive wins over Sheamus and Cesaro, who at the Rumble won the tag champions. Titus Worldwide received a title opportunity on Raw immediately following the Rumble, but were unsuccessful.
Yeah, I remember that.
And Sheamus and Cesaro also retained their titles in Jordan and Rollins' contractual rematch, though Roman Reigns subbed in for an injured Jordan. What?
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, because then
I must have blacked that episode out.
That episode was Jason Jordan was like, "Oh, my neck hurts," and then he was like, "I can't wrestle."
I'm Kurt Angle's son. My neck hurts.
And then Rollins was like, "Okay, I guess not." And then he got Roman Reigns' help. And then Jason Jordan, and then they're having the match, and Jason Jordan comes out at some point and then hits one of the Bar members and gets Roman and Seth disqualified. And that was the last time we saw Jason Jordan because he actually had neck surgery.
So they had a non-title match against Sheamus and Cesaro and won on the February 19th episode of Raw. And so then they were like, all right, well, we'll give you a title match at Elimination Chamber.
Still, I can't tell anything about Titus Worldwide other than Dana Brooke is like their numbers person.
Yeah.
She runs the numbers.
She wears ridiculous shoes and a blazer.
Yeah.
And glasses.
I mean, I'm sorry. I don't know if I'm missing something, but I mean, the match was all right.
Yeah.
I don't have much to say about it, to be honest. Like, I just think that...
They don't win.
No, they don't. But I mean, like, do you really... I don't even know what they're doing with the tag division right now. Feels like losing Dean really messed up a lot of plans.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of plans. I wonder what would have happened. That's the great thing about wrestling is, like, stuff like this happens, and you're like, what was supposed to happen?
Because they were supposed to reunite the Shield.
Yeah.
And then...
They never did.
They were like, all right, we're reuniting the Shield. And then Roman's like, guess what? I have the mumps. And they're like, okay, Kurt, you're gonna wrestle.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, now Roman's back, and where'd Dean go? Anybody seen Dean?
Dean.
So then it's like, okay, well, it's basically the Shield. It's Seth and Roman. You know what? We're not doing the Shield.
Yeah, it's not really. They don't even really mention it anymore. Like,
no, it totally fell apart, and Roman eliminated Seth from the Rumble, and it's like,
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it was a match. This was Bar wins. I don't know, man. I hate to like really gloss over something, but I just don't know what to make of Titus Worldwide. I just don't care. I don't care.
It was a very medium match.
Yeah.
There's a replay of Nia Jax attacking Asuka. Atasking on an episode of Monday Night Raw.
Yeah. Nia Jax believes that she should be in the championship match.
Yeah.
The
championship match that Asuka has not said is for the Raw title, but that everyone is assuming is for the Raw title. They're gonna claim that it was always for the Raw title. What, are you blind? But they haven't actually said that. There's a very badly paced backstage shot of one of Asuka's masks on the floor.
Oh, yeah.
And then Nia steps on it, and the camera, like it's a very long shot of the mask. Nia steps on it, and it's a very long shot of her foot.
Yeah.
And then it slowly pans up like the big friendly giant.
Yeah.
And then eventually Nia leaves shot. And it's like, wow, you don't want to take that again? That was slow. Because they pre-record these earlier in the day. Anyway. So this match is Asuka versus Nia Jax, and the stipulation is if Nia Jax wins, she'll be added to the Raw Championship match at WrestleMania, thereby making it a triple threat between Asuka, Nia, and probably Alexa Bliss, though we haven't actually gotten a word about it yet. Also on the line is Asuka's winning streak.
Yeah.
Though that's not like a quantifiable thing that just is. That's always on the line for every match Asuka has forever.
Yeah, forever. From now on, winning streak's online. It's been like 800 days since she last lost.
Something like that, yeah.
It's crazy. In the promo before the match, like 893 days since she last lost. I was like, holy moly. Mm-hmm. I mean, this match played a lot out like Bayley had a match with Nia Jax before Nia Jax got called up on one of the takeovers. Yeah. Played out the same kind of way. It was like Nia being big and strong, and then Asuka trying to like basically make her tap. Put her in like this, like the same standing rear naked, like the rear naked, not rear naked, but like stand like this chokehold. Yeah. Where she's like kind of cradled, I guess, in the front of Nia Jax.
It's a generally good match.
Yeah.
There's at one point it cuts to Alexa Bliss watching from backstage.
Yeah.
And we haven't really talked about this.
The way they watch TV?
Yeah, a bunch of people talk about it on Twitter, and they post pictures of it every time it happens, but nobody in wrestling watches televisions properly, because this is speaking from a camera perspective. Yeah. If you're filming, you want to somehow, in the same shot, see the face of the person there and the content they're watching without having a terribly framed shot or a super fisheye lens.
Like if we were watching this TV, they kind of get you to stand like this way.
They get you to stand with your shoulders practically facing away from the TV and then like your head sort of turned. It always looks awkward and stupid.
And I got like a towel around my neck, maybe a water bottle.
Yeah. It's very silly. Anyway, so
I mean, we should be watching TV kind of like that.
Yeah.
With our backs turned. I mean, if you're listening to the audio version of this is a shit podcast right now. But
none of this made any sense.
I don't know, man. It's like Nia is just big and mean, but she never really wins.
Yeah.
Like an important matches, she's kind of like Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
She's this big mean monster, but
they want her to be the Braun Strowman of the women's division, because if you recall, right after the brand split, both of them were having squash matches every single week. They want her to be the Braun Strowman. But yeah, she's actually the Bray Wyatt. Wow.
Yeah.
Adam.
Did I just get you? I mean, when was the last time she won a pay-per-view match?
That's somewhere both Nia and Bray Wyatt were both like, hey.
It's funny because Bray Wyatt gets to be the Bray Wyatt of this pay-per-view.
Yeah, that's about to happen next.
Yeah, I mean, it's just Asuka and Nia had a match.
Yeah, we weren't really not really expecting Asuka to lose this, to be honest.
No. Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Just break. I mean, that's a WWE thing to do, right? We're gonna surprise them.
Yeah, that would be surprising.
Yeah, just Nia just beats Asuka in like 30 seconds.
Yeah. So yeah, Asuka wins, and Alexa backstage looks really happy.
I think I'd like to see maybe more out of Nia Jax than like along the lines of what they're doing with Braun Strowman. More personality rather than just I'm big and mean and I deserve to be in this shot.
Yeah,
that's it. Like that's really Nia's character.
After the match, by the way, she just destroys Asuka.
Yeah.
She attacks her from behind, throws her into the ring post, and then tackles her through the barricade.
Yeah.
And Alexa Bliss looks really happy about that, and then Renee Young comes up and interviews Alexa, and says, "You'll probably be facing Asuka," which is the first we've heard anyone confirm that. But even though Renee said probably, and then Alexa's like, "Well, nobody's ready for me." It's like, well, okay, no one's that delusional. Yeah. Even you thought the Bayley segment was bad.
Yeah. Oh God, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Probably the worst promo of the year. Charlie Caruso interviews Roman Reigns. He spoils the show.
Does he?
Well, he says, spoiler alert, I'm going to go to WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah!
Well, he says, spoiler alert, I'm going to go to WrestleMania, beat Brock Lesnar, and win the Universal title. That might not happen.
He said, I forgot he said spoiler alert.
I mean, I get, how long do you have to pause after you say spoiler alert for people to get their hands up to their ears?
Spoiler, we're not going to win. Oh, come on, man.
Yeah.
Oh, God, the writing sometimes.
Speaking of which, Woken Matt Hardy
Yep.
versus Bray Wyatt. So
great. Actually, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on the Woken thing.
Well, okay, so we talked about, way back, we talked about the final deletion and broken Matt Hardy in Impact Wrestling. And since they left Impact and came back to WWE, there's been like legal issues with Impact and Anthem about who owns the broken gimmick and all that. And Anthem apparently, or at least the person now in charge of that, in an interview said that they had this realization that what they were doing was stupid.
Yeah.
He
Like
was
fighting over this gimmick?
Well, according to him in the interview, it like wasn't even about the Hardys. There's a Impact women's wrestler who was, because they let them do indie dates when they're not doing tapings for Impact, and she was doing indie dates under a different name. Mm-hmm. And he was like, why is that? And she's like, well, because you guys own the other name and you won't let me use them for indie dates, and I have to make sure that I promote my own name so that if you guys ever fire me, I still have some sort of name recognition that people are going to fall back on. Yeah. And he was like, wow, we are doing this wrong.
Yeah.
And so they apparently Anthem was like, look, everyone have your trademarks. Just have your names, use your names on the indie circuit. It's better for you and it's better for us.
Yeah.
Let's just, and during that time, the Hardys thing was happening as well. So the Hardys now have all the trademarks associated with the broken universe and everything back. So he could be broken Matt Hardy in WWE again. In fact, they've started referring to him as, to like the Broken Brilliance, and he became broken even though he's woken Matt Hardy, because that was just a way for him to get around the trademark thing. Yeah. He's like, no, I'm not broken Matt Hardy, I'm woken Matt Hardy, and I have all the same mannerisms.
I guess that explains him singing the obsolete song.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
I mean, okay, we have to temper our expectations because you knew that they weren't going to do they're not going to do the Woken gimmick like full speed ahead right out of the gate.
Yeah.
It's been probably like a little over a month probably since it happened, right? Maybe a little bit more. Has it been like 2 months?
Oh, no, it was the end of November.
Oh, geez. For the Woken gimmick to start?
Bray...
so 3 months.
Bray beat him in a match, and then he had like a breakdown. He was like sitting in the corner against the turnbuckle and like freaked out and then started doing the delete chants.
Yeah.
Which was his thing, like delete, delete. And people were like, oh, he's breaking. And then he sort of re-debuted as, Woken Matt Hardy with the crazy hair and the ridiculous accent and the proclamations of the 7 gods from beyond the stars, and his like just over the top ridiculous,
his like weird like South African accent.
Yeah, and his laugh.
Yeah,
and
they're really pushing that laugh.
They really push the laugh.
They really. That's the one thing.
Apparently, he has a lot of creative control actually over this, which is great for him and for them. But they're also apparently really pushing this laughter aspect, which is not great.
But the thing is like they haven't let them do anything that made Broken Matt so great before.
No, and they haven't let Bray Wyatt do anything either.
Yeah,
they're just like, oh, you're weird and you guys fight.
Now kiss. Now kiss. You make out with him. You're both weird. They'll love it. Yeah, but they're not doing any of the things that made Broken Matt so great, which is the weird backstage with the King Maxwell and like Vanguard 1 and the Sir Ben, or was it Senior Benjamin?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the gardener. Yeah, it's like they're not, and like Matt Hardy mowing his lawn and like it's like the Hardy Boy symbol in it and stuff like that. Like, it's just like, I don't know what they're doing. It's just like you said, hey, you're weird and you're weird. Like Bray Wyatt's our resident weird dude.
Yeah. Oh, hey, new weird dude. You guys fight about it.
Yeah.
So Matt comes to the ring and he laughs and he says that Wyatt is obsolete and he's going to delete Wyatt. And then they play Bray Wyatt's like the that.
Yeah.
And suddenly, like the lights go down, the lights come back up, and Wyatt's in the ring, and Matt's gone.
His clothes are there.
I
thought this was awesome.
And so Wyatt's like, where the hell did he go? And he's like looking around for him, and then you hear him talking over the loudspeaker.
Yeah.
and he's looking around, and he like looks behind the commentary table, and he looks under the ring, and then like really obviously doesn't look off camera right, where the camera refuses to move, and then suddenly Matt's on top of the ring steps, and the commentators are like, "Whoa, how do you get up there?" And he's right in front of you guys, and then he gives like a double axe handle, which is just it's what they call it when you put your hands together into like one big fist and go ha.
I've never heard it described that way, but that's when you put your hands together and make one big fist.
So then they get in the ring and they start fighting a little bit, and Wyatt does his
Dude, I have to address the elephant in the room.
Oh, yeah?
The crowd was fucking awful for this match. I felt so bad.
Yeah, they were.
Leave your beach balls at home.
There, yes, the return of Cesaro's mortal nemesis, the beach ball. There was beach balls. Then there was a "We Want a Beach Ball" chant, and it's like just hey.
I felt really bad for Matt because I actually really like this match.
Yeah,
there was a lot of weird, dumb stuff in it. Like
yeah, I liked it when Bray Wyatt like
did this thing.
He like went over backwards, and then Matt was like, "Oh,
he's doing it."
And he's like, he's doing the thing. Everyone, look at Bray Wyatt doing the thing." And it was like that's really funny.
I really liked that. Yeah.
So if you're gonna bring a beach ball to a wrestling show, from me to you, fuck off. Don't. Anyway,
and then like the crowd started doing the wave, but Matt Hardy played into it, which was really funny.
I mean, he's a veteran, right?
Yeah,
like he's gonna be able to. If any character is gonna allow itself to do that,
yeah,
he's like yes, he's like give me your energy, sort of thing.
Yeah. But the crowd, to the crowd's credit, they did get into it near the end of this. Mm-hmm. So
it's funny
I was real mad for like a 5-minute span there.
It's funny to me that broken/woken Matt Hardy still uses all the Team Extreme moves.
Yeah.
Like Side Effect and Twist of Fate and all that stuff. I'm not saying he shouldn't. It's just like, it's just weird to me. It's like, oh yeah, right. Side Effect. Oh yeah. Whisper in the Wind. Yeah. Weird. I guess Whisper in the Wind was more Jeff's move.
Those are such like edgy 90s names too.
The Twist of Fate.
The Whispers in the Wind. Oh man.
There was a Rusev Day chant at one point. Yeah. By the way, we'll talk about this more when we get to the Fastlane pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Never get yourself over, I guess. Rusev Day, huge, right? The calendar's selling out. We talked about that. We talked about the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. And then 3 consecutive weeks of SmackDown. No Rusev.
0 Rusev.
Yeah.
I don't understand the WWE.
I don't get it.
I just don't get it.
No.
Do not understand it.
And apparently there's been like a storyline on SmackDown since the Rumble. I haven't watched much.
Just the U.S. title, mostly?
Well, and just Shane.
Oh, and Shane, yeah.
It's just weird. Anyway, Wyatt goes for Sister Abigail.
Yeah.
Abigail. Wow, I can't talk today.
Abigail.
Wyatt goes for Sister Abigail, and Hardy counters it, but Wyatt gives him a big boot, and then Hardy comes back with a Twist of Fate and wins the match.
Yep.
The winner, Woken Matt Hardy.
I would figure by now this feud would have done some weird Hardy compound thing. Maybe they're waiting for, I don't know, dude. There's no, I don't want to say there's no salvaging Bray Wyatt at this point, but there's no salvaging Bray Wyatt at this point.
They've really done.
I just don't care anymore.
They've worked their ass off to stop him from being incredible.
He could be this weird, spooky.
Yeah.
I don't even want to think about it anymore. It just makes me sad.
Yeah.
There's what looks like a really cool promo of AJ Styles sitting on a road case backstage.
Yeah.
Except there's all these buzzwords flashing across screen. Like, it's a cool promo about how he's, like, being unfairly matched against other people in a match upcoming, and then it's just an ad for Fastlane.
Yeah.
There's a fatal 5-way for his title. You got Fastlane before Mania. It's him, Zayn, Owens, Ziggler, Corbin. But that's the next episode of this show.
Talk about that. Maybe we can forget about Bray Wyatt's fall from grace.
Then an episode of Monday Night Raw breaks out.
I love it when these happen. Remember that random pay-per-view last year when there was like Rusev and Jinder Mahal fought The Big Show and
Sheamus?
Was it Sheamus? Yeah, there was like a random episode of Raw. Like, Back before Jinder was your world heavyweight champion?
So they're playing, they play this, Jinder lost to the Big Show and then became the world champion.
Yeah.
What a weird period of time that was.
timeline.
So a big deal is made about rowdy Ronda Rousey. They show a video package of her at Royal Rumble, and they're really excited to sign her. So Raw General Manager Kurt Angle comes out.
Dude, how funny. Every time they show that package, how funny was it her pointing at the sign?
Yeah.
Because she does like this like stance. Cracked me up.
She has a real frump on. She's like, Rain Mania.
I'm going to be there.
So Kurt comes out. Triple H and Stephanie come out.
Yep.
It's a contract signing. They're signing
Where nothing's going to go wrong.
Ronda
She's gonna
Rousey.
sign the contract and they're all going to leave happily.
And so Ronda Rousey comes out with a better fitting leather jacket because it's not Roddy Piper's this time. It's actually just one that is sized for her. Yeah, her theme music is Bad Reputation, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Because they actually have licensed music for that. The crowd is okay with it. There's like a mixture of cheers and boos. She's not an amazing talker.
No, but
I think she's a little nervous.
You got it. Yeah, you have to put it in perspective. She's
she's
never
done-
talked in front of a crowd like that.
Not like that. Like she's done.
It's different.
Yeah,
and you can't hear yourself talking.
Yeah, it's definitely different than just like doing a random interview after a UFC thing, even the size of the crowd. And she's been on talk shows and stuff, but this is still a different thing, and it's got to be a little overwhelming. But she's medium on the mic.
That's how I felt when I was watching. I was like, man, that must be terrifying.
Yeah.
Just to get up there and like, she definitely like sounded nervous. So it's just like, I mean, I cut her some slack. Like, she definitely needs work, but I wouldn't be any better in her position.
Yeah.
But again, I would be. I mean, I'm not getting paid millions of dollars. I'm assuming a lot of money. So
yeah, Triple H and Stephanie are really excited about this. They're really happy to sign her on. And Tripp says, to her credit, she didn't want any special treatment, didn't want any like fancy cars or a different travel schedule or a different workload.
Yeah.
In real life, she is actually signing on full time.
Yeah, 3-year contract or something.
Like as a full-time wrestler, unlike Brock. So presumably she'll actually be on Raw like every week.
Yeah, she'll be there.
And
She'll be doing house shows and everything.
Yeah, like I don't. If I was the WWE, I'd be like, great, you're on TV every effing week now because that's a huge boon. And so. Yeah. Trips is saying in storyline anyway that she didn't want any special perks or anything. All she wanted was an invitation to WrestleMania. And he says, not only are you invited, you will be competing at WrestleMania. Not in a title match, but you will have a match at WrestleMania, which is still kind of ridiculous for a brand new signee, but it is Ronda Rousey. So,
There's name value, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, it makes sense. And
I'd rather have it like, if they're going to have a celebrity
at
WrestleMania, I'm okay with like this kind of a celebrity.
Yeah.
Where it's not just like, it's not like, who's the dude from, the guy who laughs all the time during Saturday Night Live?
Jimmy Fallon?
That guy. Yeah. It's not like Jimmy Fallon.
Probably better known now as like a late night talk show host.
Yeah. But that's
anyway. But she says that's good because she wants to earn her title match like everybody else.
Yeah.
So she still gets to have a match at WrestleMania. No idea what that match is going to be or who it's going to be against.
Nope.
But there's going to be that. So they're like, okay, let's go ahead and sign. And then she stops because she sees Kurt Angle looking sort of flabbergasted. And she's like, what's up, Kurt? What's going on?
Sorry, as an aside, I know, shocking.
Yeah.
Did you see that tweet about the guy was like, I've been thinking about it a long time, but Kurt Angle looks exactly like the dad from Dinosaurs? And then it shows like a picture of Kurt and then a picture of the dad from Dinosaurs and then another picture of Kurt with the cowboy hat on. And then Earl, what's the dad from Dinosaurs? Earl?
I think so. Not the mama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that guy, and then with the little cowboy hat on, it's really funny. He looks actually exactly like him.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, so
He's like, what's up, Kurt?
and he says that he's amazed. He's in awe of Triple H and Stephanie because he's been listening to them talk about her since WrestleMania 31, which was 2 Manias ago.
Which is weird because Kurt only came to the company last WrestleMania,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So how does he...
Yeah.
But Graham, why does he?
It's obvious they wanted to do this storyline back then, and so they're trying to be like, we give them a hard time for like not doing long-term storytelling. But even when they do try to do long-term storytelling, it's a little ham-fisted when they're like, remember?
Here's your story.
Remember that thing that happened that we just dropped and forgot about for a while, but it's relevant now. And so he's like, you guys were saying that you couldn't wait to manipulate her after what she did to you for flipping Triple H and nearly breaking Stephanie's arm. And it's like, that's a thing that...
This isn't how real people talk.
That's a thing normal humans say, right? Yeah. And Kurt's like, remember, you were talking about how you're gonna own the bitch.
Yeah.
And Triple H is like, Kurt, shut up. And Stephanie just does like the big arms thing, like
stupid. Yeah.
She's like, what are you doing?
Dude, why does every WrestleMania have to have like this authority thing?
The authority.
Why?
Because they want to get themselves over, I guess.
But I just don't like. Do they just think it's like such an easy vehicle? Like, I mean, it is an easy storyline vehicle, right? We're all gonna boo Stephanie no matter what.
I think they think we like it more than we do.
No.
They might.
I think it's just easy to write, and that's why they're just like, how do we get Ronda Rousey and I'm assuming Kurt Angle into a match? And I was like,
probably. So they're like
authority.
So they're like, oh, Kurt's having a relapse of the flu, and he's saying crazy stuff. Hunter,
I want to meet the person that wrote this. It doesn't make any sense.
Hunter, get him out of here. And so Stephanie's like, well, now we certainly have been talking about you since that WrestleMania because you did embarrass us, but you also impressed us, and you're one of the greatest fighters in the world, and we want you to be part of WWE. And Angle, who for some reason still has a microphone going up the ramp, is like, yeah, Stephanie says she could take you.
Okay, this is where I was like, oh, come on! That's what, like, I actually yelled at the screen because A, turn the microphone off.
Yeah. What idiot?
You control the sound.
What idiot in the production truck is like, no, I'm going to see how this plays out. I'll have a job tomorrow. I'm not going to mute Kurt's microphone.
It doesn't make any sense.
So Rousey pushes Steph up to the ropes. Yeah. Triple H gets in the ring, gets between them. Yeah. Ronda Rousey puts Triple H through a table.
Yep.
Which is pretty cool.
Which was awesome. Yeah. It was like,
and then Steph like runs away, and then Rousey, for some reason, still signs the contract.
Because she wants to fight Steph.
Yeah, but that's dumb.
Yeah, I didn't say it
You've
was
literally just signed on to be, for 3 years, to be subordinate to the people that you know have a vendetta against you, and admitted to wanting to make your life hell, and that you just attacked.
Yeah.
And that's really stupid. I know there's something for being rowdy or hot-headed, but that was a very dumb thing for Rousey's character to have done.
Yes, it was.
So yeah, do we assume that it's going to be a mixed tag match between Trips and Steph and Kurt and Ronda?
Because on Raw last night...
Oh no, I haven't seen it yet. What happens?
They had a segment and Kurt was like, yeah, I had the flu. I was just talking nonsense because they obviously like got to Kurt and be like, if you want to keep your job, you will admit to. And then Triple H punched Kurt when he was leaving the ring. Like just bopped him, like just gave him like a Shane McMahon punch.
Okay. Oh, I forgot. Steph slaps after Rousey puts Trips through the table. Yeah. Stephanie slaps her, and then the
crowd chants.
The crowd chants. You fucked up, which was pretty funny.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was fine. I think a lot of people have a problem with Ronda the person, and they're maybe not giving her like a fair shake.
Wait, I haven't. Well, yeah. Apparently, there's some stuff that she's said that's not great.
Yeah, not the best.
I haven't actually seen that episode of Raw, but someone told me that they replayed the Ronda Rousey stuff like 5 times.
Yeah.
Oy.
It was a lot.
So now it's your main event, the Men's Elimination Chamber match, with Elias, Braun Strowman, John Cena, Roman Reigns, The Miz, Seth Rollins, and Finn Balor.
That's a lot of boys.
But wait, you say, that's 7 people, and you said that 2 men start in the ring, and then there are 4 pods, and that is a total of 6.
Yeah.
Well, here's how the WWE handles when they make mistakes. Instead of posting a graphic to WWE.com of 5 participants and 1 question mark silhouette, they posted 5 participants and Finn Balor before the match to determine whether or not Finn Balor would be in the match had happened.
Oh, I didn't know this happened.
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
Idiots.
So then what they tried to do to keep people on their toes is make it so that it looked like Finn wasn't going to be in the match. And so then, but they still want, so they put, who else did they add to the match?
Was this before, did this graphic get released before Finn Balor lost to John Cena?
I think so.
That was his qualifying match, is John Cena and Finn Balor.
Yeah.
Huh. So Finn Balor was supposed to beat John Cena.
Maybe? I'm not sure. So it was Rollins and Balor pinned Bray Wyatt at the same time.
I thought you meant like the graphic being released was earlier.
Yeah. So that was before this match.
Yeah.
And so then they were like, well, you're both in the match.
Yeah.
There's 7 people. That's just like to mix it up. To be like, oh, no, we were just...
I didn't realize that happened. That's hilarious.
So yeah, it's 7 people, and people are like, how are they going to do 7 people? Is it going to add another whole pod? Are they going to... It's like, no, they'll just start with 3.
Yeah.
So they start with 3 in the ring, and then 4 people in pods. It's, calm down.
Yeah.
So, Nakamura wins the Royal Rumble.
Yep.
Challenges AJ at WrestleMania.
Yep.
So no one knows who's going to challenge
Brock
Lesnar. So Kurt schedules an Elimination Chamber match to determine the #1 contendership. So they make qualifying matches. Braun Strowman beat Kane. Elias beat Matt Hardy. And John Cena beat Finn Balor.
Yep.
Then Roman Reigns and The Miz beat Wyatt and Apollo Crews.
Yeah.
Man, Wyatt just keeps losing these matches.
Yep.
Then there was what was originally a second chance fatal 4-way between Balor, Wyatt, Hardy, and Apollo Crews.
Yeah.
Sorry, Apollo. And then Angle added Seth Rollins in the last second, making it a fatal 5-way, because again, with Dean gone, I guess they didn't have anything. So then Rollins and Balor pinned Wyatt at the same time, so they were both added in. Then, on the Go Home Raw, they had the longest match in Monday Night Raw history.
Yeah, that's cool as shit.
Yeah. They had a match that is really cool to watch and is absolutely stupid from a storyline perspective.
Yeah.
It's a preposterously idiotic match. It's called a gauntlet match. Yeah. And the way it works is 2 men start in the ring and they have a match and one of them wins. The loser leaves and the next fresh competitor comes out and fights the winner of the previous matchup. Yeah. Until one of them wins, and then the loser leaves, and the next guy comes out. So it's a 7-person gauntlet match. It
was like an hour and 45 minutes or something.
Bonkers. Like
it was a real long match.
As a real match, it makes no sense because it's like, well, if you're one of the first 2 guys, you're screwed.
Yeah.
It's ludicrous, but it was very entertaining.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a really, really long match.
Yeah, Seth Rollins was the first one in with Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
And he beat Roman.
Yep.
And then he beat John Cena.
Yeah.
Which was like, wow, everyone's... Because he was in there for like over an hour. Mm-hmm. And then he lost to Elias.
Yep.
And then...
Elias lost to Balor.
Yeah.
Balor lost to Miz. And Strowman pinned Miz.
Yeah. You know what we didn't touch on? Sorry, we should touch on before we start talking about this match is Braun Strowman and his cello.
Oh.
So, Braun Strowman has had a problem with Elias for whatever reason. I mean, he's Braun Strowman. He picks fights wherever he wants.
Yeah.
But Elias was out one night on Raw performing, doing his shtick. And then all of a sudden, Elias gets cut off, and the announcer says, "Ladies and gentlemen, Braun Strowman." And then there's a spotlight that shines on Braun, doing the same thing, sitting on the stool on the rampway.
With a double bass.
Yeah, and he reaches over and grabs like this big double bass.
A standing bass. And holds it like a guitar. Yeah. And starts like strumming it and like ruining the strings, because it's not how you play bass. And singing not badly, to be honest.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Better than Elias. Mm-hmm. And starts singing and then just completely like just destroys Elias by hitting him with his bass.
There was a great tweet I saw. It was Monster Hunter 2018, and it was Braun walking with the cello. It was really funny. It made me laugh.
Yeah.
It was a good one. Yeah, that was probably the best segment leading up to this pay-per-view was that Braun and his cello. That's like another one of the classic like wrestling no context like that.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that Twitter account? Yeah.
So there's only really like two little morsels of storyline going into this match, because it's the narrative of it is the winner goes to fight Brock at Mania.
Yeah.
That's it, right?
That's it.
Like all you need is that all 7 of these men want to be the champion.
Yeah.
And so they're going to find out who's the best, and then that person will fight Brock Lesnar. That's all you really need. But beyond that, The Miz wants to be concurrent Intercontinental and Universal Champion.
Yeah.
And John Cena just wants to get to Mania.
Yeah.
Because, and this is kind of interesting, this is Big Match John. This is the veteran, face of the company. John Cena doesn't have a reason to be at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
He didn't win the Rumble. He doesn't have any feud. And so he's like, this is my last chance. I've got to win Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's been awesome. It's been a great storyline.
Yeah,
I really
but
like
that's
it.
But that's it.
And-
That's the storylines.
So on Raw yesterday, he came out.
Oh yeah, spoilers. He doesn't win.
Spoilers. He doesn't. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah,
He doesn't win.
we already said he doesn't win.
But so on Raw last night, he came out and he challenged The Undertaker. And then everyone's like, yay. And he's like, I'm just kidding. I'm not actually challenging. I failed to do that because The Undertaker is gone.
Yeah.
And that's the feeling I have right now, is because I failed last night. And now you understand what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I guess I'm going to SmackDown tomorrow, because he's a free agent. He
Yeah.
can go wherever he wants. He's like, I'm going to SmackDown tonight. /tomorrow is when he said it, and I'm gonna try to pick a fight there, I guess. Like, it's like a desperate man wanting to stay relevant.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I love it. It's just like John
actually
Cena, the biggest star of the 2000s,
Yeah.
is desperately clinging
He's trying to
to
find.
to his legend.
He's trying to find some way to get to WrestleMania.
It's awesome.
It's really good.
I never thought I would care about John Cena.
Yeah.
Granted, I missed that whole span. I've said this millions of times on this podcast. I missed the Cena years.
Yeah.
Completely.
The Super Cena. He missed the dark time.
Yeah. I just see all the good Cena stuff.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a problem. I mean, I guess the reason that we were sort of like blasé about spoiling who wins this match to Roman Reigns is because everyone knew who was going to win this match.
Yeah.
That's the worst part, right?
The worst part is like it got leaked last year right after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
That Vince
Whoever.
Vince.
Vince.
It's going to be Vince.
Yeah.
Wanted Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 34.
Yeah.
And it was like, all right, I guess.
And it's been coming for a while.
Yeah. But I
And
mean, like, it's
so-
been building all year. It's like Brock Lesnar beating all these people, beating them with one F5. Like, nobody's kicked out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, Roman hasn't been as protected as you think he would be in this build.
Yeah.
But he's still been
But
like.
it's still like everyone knew
Yeah.
where this was going to go, and the part of the problem is Brock Lesnar and how they've handled him, in that he's such an unstoppable end boss that only Braun Strowman, the inhuman giant, or Roman Reigns, the man who retired The Undertaker, whom I refuse to refer to as the big dog, are the only two of these 7 who could, well, I guess John Cena could.
Yeah.
Only those 3 could believably beat Brock Lesnar. Like, if Elias won this match and it's like Elias versus Brock Lesnar at Mania, you're like,
Elias
they're
is
gonna have
die.
a squash match,
Yeah.
right? Like
gonna watch
The
a man
Miz.
die.
Like, I would love for like The Miz to have won this and gone on to somehow beat Lesnar at Mania. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be a great story? But no, it's it's going to be just like not even Seth. And don't forget, Seth has been champion. Seth beat Brock and Roman in a triple threat because he cashed in his Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
But if it's like Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar at Mania, Rollins isn't going to win, right? And so it's like, well, Reigns is going to win this match.
Yeah.
We just know it, and that sort of
like-
takes the entertainment out of it because you know that that's how it's going to go.
And like Braun had already lost to Brock like 1.5 times,
Yeah.
basically. Because
Yeah.
I mean, Kane got pinned in the triple threat, but it still counts.
Brock probably doesn't want to fight him anymore.
After he punched him in the fucking head, or kneed him in the head.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, he just punched him in the temple. Just biff, slow down.
Oh, man. This match was long.
Yeah, it was 40 minutes.
Was it good?
I think my favorite part about it might have actually been at the very beginning.
Yeah.
So there's 3 guys starting out. So it's
Yeah.
The Miz, Seth Rollins, and Finn,
yeah,
Finn Balor.
Yeah.
And The Miz points to Seth. It's
Seth
like,
first,
you
yeah.
and me versus Balor. And Seth is like, what? Again, they aren't saying this. This is all done with like body language.
Yeah.
And Miz is like, I said you and me versus Balor. And Seth is like, you must be joking. And so then Miz, they sort of like reorient themselves in the ring. And then Miz is like, okay, hey, Balor, you and me versus Seth. And Balor's like, are you joking me? And then Miz tries to get Balor to too sweet him. He's like, come on, man. Come on. And the crowd loves that, by the way. They're like, wow, Miz, you're an idiot. And so then Seth, the architect, is like, yo, Balor, what about you and me versus The Miz? And Balor's like, that's an angle I can get behind. And so they all fight The Miz.
Yeah.
John Cena joins the match first.
Yep. Big match, John.
Big match,
here.
John. In fact, John joins the match, Roman joins the match, and Braun joins the match before anyone's eliminated,
Yeah.
which is pretty impressive. That's six people. Yeah.
Also, Elias, it's worth to note that Elias won a match between, was it either just him and John? Or
Yeah, he beat John
him and
Cena
John
clean.
and somebody else.
And he both of those things.
Yeah.
He beat John Cena and he pinned John in a
Triple threat?
Triple threat, I think.
Yeah. To enter last.
Yeah. Oh, in his pre-match performance, Elias says that it's a little weird to be performing his guitar inside the Elimination Chamber, but hey, this is Las Vegas, so you guys are used to seeing people who you love behind bars.
Even the crowd laughed. The crowd was like,
Yeah, you got us. That's fair.
You got us,
Yeah.
you got us.
It's a fair cup. I love when Strowman comes out, like when Strowman's pod opens and Miz just like takes off.
Yeah.
Just tries to get away from Braun as quickly as he possibly can.
Yeah.
But it is no good because he is the first elimination at the caught hands of.
There is a great moment
Braun
though
Strowman.
where they're all before Braun gets in and the Miz he's doing those it kicks.
Oh right,
And he
all
like-
4 of them are like really awkwardly on their knees,
Yeah.
and Miz is like, "Who am I gonna kick? This one?" And everyone's like, "Yeah." And because
He goes Balor and
He's
then
like-
Rollins
he's
and
like,
people are like
Balor, Rollins, Roman Reigns, yeah, kick him in the head.
John Cena.
Cena, then he just kicks them all.
Yeah.
But yeah, Strowman gets Miz and hits a running power slam and eliminates him. So he's the first elimination. And then finally Elias enters the match. All the entrants are now in, except for Miz, who's already been eliminated.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, everyone beats up Strowman because
He's the biggest one.
they sort of have to. One-on-one, they probably can't beat. I mean, they could probably beat him one-on-one, but not after eliminating other people in an Elimination Chamber match.
Yeah.
So everyone beats up on him. They do the shield power bomb, but with everybody.
Yeah, and they try to pin him, and Braun just kicks everyone off him.
It's pretty great.
I thought that was how they were eliminated. Oh, it's like, they're just going to eliminate him. And I was like, nope, he kicked out.
Yeah, don't forget, Strowman lifted a truck
Yeah,
twice.
yeah. He got hit by another truck
Yeah.
inside an ambulance, and he walked away.
And in Sidewalk Slam continuity, he also flipped an arena.
Yes, that's true. He's the strongest man alive.
Yeah. Strowman hits a running power slam and eliminates Elias.
Yep. I expected that.
Yeah.
So Braun Strowman has eliminated 2 people.
Yeah.
I think this is when the sequence starts where they just all hit their finishers on Braun, like over and over again. Is this where it starts?
Rollins hits him with a springboard knee, Balor drop kicks him, and Reigns also clubs him, and then Cena comes off the top rope with a crossbody.
Oh. I thought this was the part where they all hit their finishers because they like...
Oh, that's before he eliminates Elias.
Before he eliminates
Yeah.
Elias,
Yeah.
everybody hits their finisher on Braun and tries to pin him, and he kicks out at everyone. It's like, holy moly. Make Braun look strong.
Well, that he does because Braun catches John Cena, does another running power slam, and eliminates John Cena,
Yep.
who looks very distraught.
He's not going to WrestleMania.
Yep. And then Balor hits a sling blade, drop kicks to corner, coup de grace, running power slam from Braun,
Yep.
and he eliminates Finn Balor.
Yep.
Braun Strowman has eliminated 4 of the competitors so far.
Yep.
The only eliminations actually have been at the hands of Braun Strowman.
By these hands.
Yeah. So it's just Reigns and Rollins
Yeah.
and Strowman. And they're like, we should probably try to work together. But they don't. Like, they attack him.
Yeah.
Like, they send him into the wall, and then Rollins sends Reigns into the wall.
Yeah.
And then Reigns avoids the curb stomp. And don't forget, like, they understand one another, right? Like, Reigns eliminated Rollins from the Rumble,
Yeah.
right? Like, they get along, but they understand that it's like, we're not actually friends right now.
Yeah. Like, we're here to fight kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, isn't that how the Shield has always operated?
Sorta, yeah.
Even though they're not the Shield anymore? Mm-hmm. Again?
Yeah. They're no longer the Shield again.
Yeah.
I guess. Rollins climbs on top of one of the pods.
Yeah.
Looks at the WrestleMania sign,
Points at it.
which either means he's gonna win or lose. I know that sounds stupid, but it's like if someone's like looking at the WrestleMania sign, it's like, all right, I'm about to do something stupid that's either gonna result in me winning this match or losing immediately. Frog splash onto Strowman for the pin. No, loses immediately. Running power slam.
Yep. That's it. So Braun Strowman.
Rollins super kicks Strowman, goes for a curb stomp. Strowman hits it. It's just the running power slams.
Yeah.
You can't stop. I mean, I don't know how you would stop him. Can you imagine taking a running power slam from Strawn Broman? Like, he's huge.
No, thank you.
So yeah, Strowman's eliminated everyone.
Everyone with the running power slam.
Yeah. So now it's just down to Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns.
My boy.
How can Roman Reigns defeat the Giant?
With the Superman punch and a spear, GG, everyone go home.
Yes. That's exactly what happens.
I wish I was joking.
Like, Reigns goes for a spear, Strowman lifts him up to try and hit him with a running power slam, and then Reigns hits him with a Superman punch, and then he's dazed, and then he hits him with a spear, and then he pins him.
I mean, I guess in their line of thought, like, Braun had made it all that way.
Yeah.
And he had taken all that punishment. Mm-hmm. So, I mean...
He's still good enough to chuck Roman through the plexiglass in one of the pods.
That was pretty sick, actually.
Yeah.
And then, like, he power slams Roman, and then the crowd's like, one more time, and then he does it again. And
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, we all kind of knew. I'm sorry, like, the match was, like, okay. I
Yeah,
felt.
the match was okay. I liked the stuff with Miz.
I don't know if
Braun
the match...
Strowman was good. I
don't know if my enjoyment was hampered by the fact that I knew who was winning.
Yeah, I don't think that it's one of those cases where it's like an amazing match marred by a predictable finish. I think it was actually just a perfectly fine match with some entertaining parts and then also a predictable finish. Like, I don't actually think this was a particularly amazing Elimination Chamber match, despite the 7 men.
Yeah.
Why stop there? Why not 8? Start with the Fatal 4-Way.
Why not 30?
Probably not enough physical space.
A Royal Rumble inside an Elimination Chamber.
How do you get eliminated?
You see, Graham, we start outside the ring,
Okay.
and then everyone tries to get inside the ring.
Every pod has 4 men.
Every pod has as many college students as we can fit inside.
It's 30 people in the Rumble, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So 4 men to a pod, that's 16. So you start with 14 guys in the ring,
Yeah.
and then 16 guys in the pods.
Yeah.
And then every, I guess, 10 minutes.
Jeez, that's a long match. Do you just let one pod out?
Yeah, then one whole pod of 4 dudes opens.
Okay.
And then it's awful, presumably.
The worst thing is...
This
like,
sounds terrible.
The worst thing is you can't even have surprise entrance.
Yeah.
Because you see them all in the pods.
Yeah. Like, oh, look, right there through the plexiglass. We can see everyone.
look, Tatanka.
Look, it's Tatanka. I was going to make Tatanka as well. God damn it. I love that you and I were both going for the Tatanka joke. The next episode of Sidewalk Slam will be Fastlane, which is the last pay-per-view before WrestleMania.
The road to WrestleMania!
Getting on the fast lane, WrestleMania, where AJ Styles will retain
Yeah, I mean...
Well, because the whole point was that it's Nakamura versus
imagine
Styles
if
at
they just
Mania.
make him lose.
Yeah, it's like
He
Jinder
loses
Mahal.
to Baron Corbin.
Baron
Baron
Corbin.
Corbin versus Nakamura.
The match everyone wanted.
Yeah. I mean, I like Baron Corbin a lot. So, I mean... but I don't want it over...
I don't wanna see that match,
Corbin
but-
over Nakamura... Or
Yeah.
Corbin and Nakamura over AJ Styles and Nakamura.
Yeah.
Where it's weird because even after the Royal Rumble, like AJ and Nakamura haven't had a lot of interaction with each other, which I find it's weird. I'm assuming it, but I mean, like, what's the time between Fastlane and WrestleMania?
Well, Fastlane's in 2 weeks, and Mania's not until late April, so there's like 4 weeks between Fastlane and Mania.
Oh, really?
I think, isn't it?
Oh, wait, we still have all of March, right?
Oh yeah.
So it's like 2 weeks, and then they have probably like 3 weeks till WrestleMania.
I think it's more than 3 weeks. I think it's like.
It's not this weekend. It's next.
I think
weekend?
they usually have almost a month before Mania.
Is Fastlane next weekend? Not this
It's
weekend.
2 weeks from this past weekend, so it's not this coming weekend. It's the following weekend.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Not this weekend. Next weekend.
Oh, okay.
This weekend.
Different people use different terms.
Yeah,
for that.
I use this weekend as in.
The one coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway. I'm so glad you stayed with us while we sorted that out.
Thanks for joining us while we schedule. Until next time, I'm Graham. You can find me on Twitter at Graham_LRR.
And I'm Adam, and you can find me on Twitter at WakeUpSuper.
And shout outs as always to Ben, our editor, who, if you want to talk to him on Twitter, it's at Ben H. Ulmer.
Yep.
And everything that we do, including this show, is brought to you by you and your kind support of our Patreon at patreon.com/LoadingReadyRun.
Yep.
I still got to figure out some sort of good sign-off catchphrase for this show.
That's on you. I've developed the...
Yeah, you know, you got the we're here. You got the opener locked down.
That's on your head start.
I want us to get to OSW reviews of so dense with slogans we're utterly inaccessible for the first like 3 episodes you try to watch.
More gimmicks!
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.